The year's 2001. John, I can't imagine it was this hot in February 2001 when you won your state championship. It's June 2020. I think coming over here, my vehicle said it was 97 degrees. It's hot.
It's hot.
So, my guest today, if you would, introduce yourself.
My name is John Dials. I won state in 2001. Come close to winning in 2000.
You did.
I was a point from going to the finals. Dude was strong.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Junior year. What was his name? I think you had him on here.
Aaron Reardon.
Yes.
I was actually going to bring that. So we've got John Dials, class of 2001, Sheldon Clark High School, 215-pound state champion. Now, we're going to talk about it in I got your stuff here. 1999, you come in 5th place, 189 pounds. You had some guy on your team named Josh Stepp. We don't know anything about him.
Joey.
And Joey, Josh won 152 pounds, most outstanding. Joey, you guys, if you haven't, go back and watch Joey's video. Heavyweight from that year. It's an amazing story. Come in 5th, 189 pounds, but your team comes in 3rd.
Yeah.
2000, you come in 4th. You come just 1 point shy from Aaron Reardon. He's now the head coach at Oldham County High School. His video's on the channel. But you come in 6th place that year, so 2 years you've placed. But 2001 was your year. But before we
4th, my junior.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I've wrestled
4th.
Calvin Napier all year that year. He was ranked 1st at 215, and I finally beat him in the region.
Yeah. And it's funny you should say that too. But that's my bad. I got you 6th place as the team, 4th place as an individual.
60, yeah.
And friend of the channel, he's chafing. I'm sure you know Nick and Heath.
Yeah.
As the universe would have it, this morning he messaged me and said he found some OVHS tapes and actually has your and Calvin's 2000 regional championship.
That's
so
awesome.
we're going to get them.
If you could get that, yeah.
Convert them over to digital and give you a copy of it. We don't have it today, but we have it. Heath and Nick have it. We're going to be doing a video with Nick shortly. It's just like I said, he's a doctor. Getting up with him, I can't tell him not to save people. You know what I mean? But you have an amazing journey through wrestling.
Yeah.
Let's first kind of talk about how does a young John Dials find wrestling?
Bruce Stepp.
Of all people, Bruce Stepp.
Bruce Stepp came from Ohio and to help Coach Matney start a wrestling team.
Okay.
And I just went into 8th grade, and I just moved back from Ohio. Mm-hmm. And I tried wrestling for my 6th grade year down in Ohio, and I really didn't care for it, to be honest with you. And then it's just hard, your first time out.
Yep.
I just really didn't. Well, Bruce made me care for it. The way he showed me. He spent special attention with me my 8th grade year.
I can see that.
And then that's how I got in. But that's not what Joey Stepp kept me in wrestling.
Oh, don't say Joey. No, we love you, Joey.
I said, but it's true. Now, I lived with Joey more or less. I had nowhere to go. I'm humble beginnings. We didn't have the money for practice. We didn't have, so Joey took it. That's the kind of fellow he is. He took me in his house, and my whole sophomore year I stayed with Joey.
I understand that.
And then my junior year I bounced around from place to place. My senior year, so I was pretty lucky. Coach Matney helped me a lot. Mm-hmm. And we all miss Coach.
Absolutely.
Without Josh Stepp, Joey, and Coach, and them boys, I wouldn't have made I wouldn't have graduated. I was just, and then later on in life after wrestling, that life kind of come back on me, and then it took me a while to get straightened back out. But
I understand.
Life's hard.
It is, and
that's the good thing about wrestling, though.
Wrestling's hard. Sometimes you're down, man. Sometimes you're down with 2 or 3 points. You need a 5-point move. You need to pin somebody to win the match, and you find a way to do it. And that's when I started this series. The first video was Josh Muncie, and he was on your team in 2001. He won the 189-pound state championship. Derek Mullet, 145 pounds. So you had 3 state champions as the most Sheldon Clark's ever had win in 1 year in the finals.
I got a funny story about him real quick.
Okay, let's have it.
He was my wrestling partner my senior year. Throughout our whole wrestling career, he never scored on me.
Oh, really?
And he just about did one day, and I punched him in the face. Hey, he'll tell you about it.
I have to ask.
Yeah, I punched him right in the face, and he got mad. We kind of made up for it, but I couldn't let him score on me. It was right around state time my senior year.
I got you.
He about got me.
I understand. No, Josh is a pretty good wrestler. Don't tell him we said that. Don't tell him we said that. Now,
Derek Mullet.
He's
a natural.
Derek has committed to doing it. It's just finding the time to get with him. I know he works a lot.
He
I've talked to him several times.
His life was probably just as hard or harder than mine. Probably.
And that was when I started the series. The first video I done was with Josh Muncie. I got the idea at Coach Matney's funeral. All these people. I couldn't go. You know, when they was coming into the visitation and stuff, they was talking about, you know, this match, that match, this wrestler, that wrestler. And I'd been around, you know, I'd refereed wrestling in my 18th season, refereeing, and all these people I heard these stories about, and I was like, man, I've got to get with these guys. Of course, you wrestled when I did. Yeah. You were a couple years. I graduated in 03. You graduated in 01. We'll get to that just in a second. Don't ruin that one. You know, I'm going with it. But the part that I love about getting to do this series and meeting with, you know, guys all these years later is getting to hear these stories about, you know, your junior and senior year. Yeah. That's why sports means so much to so many people. Is people from Martin County, Sheldon Clark, that knew your story. There's no doubt that they were cheering actually crazy hard for you.
I was told they felt something. Like people has told me that I was an inspiration. Mm-hmm. Because they knew my background. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it was like I would have never got anywhere without these other key people in my life. You know, and it was the people that, like I said, Joey, Coach Matney, Josh, and all the wrestling guys. You know, I had a reason to stay in school. Right. I had a reason to want to be somebody.
Right.
And I didn't have that before. Mm-hmm. And you know, when you finally have something that you never had before, that you've always wanted. You know, it's like I always wanted a family. I always wanted, you know, to have things. I always wanted them things when I was young. I had to learn that you have to work for them. Right,
exactly.
And that's where Coach Matney came in, and I miss him.
Oh yeah, a lot of us do. What you just said about having a reason to do something, whether it's wrestling, soccer, baseball, basketball, whatever sport you play in high school, whether you're in like the drama team, academic team, whatever, anything that you represent your school in or represent yourself, whatever, during those magical years of your life, it gives you a reason to exist. It gives you something to, like you said, shoot for. We don't know what people's going through at home. We don't know what people's life is away from when we see them in the halls or in the lunchroom or whatever. So just if you're in a situation where life is down on you, find something, find a sport, find an extracurricular, find something to get into, because, I mean, it's helped you, right? Yeah.
It's well, and that's the thing. There were some people that would look at me and be like, "God, he's got everything," you know. Because I mean, when you get to a certain level, when you're the best at something, mm-hmm. you know, you are known. Because I'm telling you, my senior year, even I feel like my junior year, I was wrestling 215. I was 189er. I was ranked first at 189 mm-hmm. my junior year. I went up for the team. Right. I wrestled 215 for the team, and I still came that close my junior year.
Yep, Aaron. I like to have seen that match.
Man.
Aaron's a friend of the channel, but I actually mentioned that in his video. Yeah, he's still.
Tell you that.
Aaron could still probably. I'm not Aaron. I love you. I'm not. You could probably. You'd be in the finals. The age aspect may catch up with you. No, I love you, Aaron. You know that. Let's go over your bracket real quick, and we'll talk about some other things you've done in high school. The first round, you wrestle Jonathan Harden from Louisville Western. You win that by fall in 5 minutes and 48 seconds. Oh. Second round, you wrestle John Rainey from Central Hardin. You win that by fall in 5 minutes and 29 seconds. Yeah. And if you hear a weed eater, kids playing, we're outside we're at a public park today doing the video. It's too nice to be inside. The semifinals, you wrestle John Taylor from Louisville DeSales. You win that by 7-6 decision, so very close there.
That was a stud. What? And what happened there was, to be honest with you, I was stoned. I was resting. I was resting myself. I kind of thought, you know, this guy, you know, right. I thought I was better than he was. Mm-hmm. That's I hate to say that, and I sound cocky, but that's the way I thought. That's the way I felt, and that's the way Coach was coaching me. Like, John, don't do nothing stupid. You know.
Yeah.
You know. So that was my main thing, and what ended up happening was, before I knew it, 3 periods was gone, and I was up 1 point, so I just had to ride him out.
Yeah.
Ride him out the rest of the match. So.
Now, excuse me, algae to get it to me. Again, if you hear a weed eater in the background, we're outside. It's summertime. What are you going to do? In the finals, you wrestle Will Hurley from Kentucky Country Day.
Big boy.
And we're not going to tell you how it ends. We got the video, of course. We're going to watch it. But something about this bracket, when I was looking at it today, is you wrestle a kid from a Louisville school, Central Hardin, a Louisville school, and a Louisville school.
I'm all just country
of your 4 bouts, 3 Louisvilles, 2 of those are private. DeSales is a private school. Kentucky Country Day is a private school, and 1 Central Hardin, right down I-65 there in the interstate. And I'm sure you probably heard. You played football. We'll get to that just in a second. But he had the speeches from Matney. But he has a very famous speech. Matney does about, we are who we are. We're from the hollers, from the small towns.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, he sums it up perfectly. He says, "Don't you let anybody come in here, especially from a big city."
Yeah.
And
you're gonna give me chills.
People walk, thinking they're better than you are. I'm gonna play a clip of it. You guys are gonna watch a clip of it.
We are who we are. We're boys from the mountains, from the hollows, from the small towns. Don't you let anybody come in here, especially from a big city, be able to walk out of here thinking that they're better people than you are.
That was something that Coach Matney instilled in so many people from Sheldon Clark, Johnson Central, where he's from at Belfry. No matter where they're from, they are not better than you. No matter what part of the state, no matter what school, who their coach is, they are not better than you.
He would force you to feel that way, and because he felt that way. And,
absolutely.
No, I mean there was no. He was a. Now I'll tell you what. He was a brute. And everything that I've seen him do, you wouldn't believe. Like him not touch weights for a whole year and go in and put up, what I'm maxing 5 times.
I can believe that.
Yeah,
I can believe that.
And then me not wrestling all year, and me start, my senior year, and I'm just having my way with everybody, and then he wrestles with me, and I about score on him, and then he picks me up and throws me into the bleachers and just puts his foot on me. Just
I can see that.
Trying to get me to say uncle.
I can see that. I can see that with him.
But everything he done for me, he toughened me up, and everything that he done for me, he made sure that I knew why, and he could inspire you with what he would tell you. And then if he knew that you wasn't giving your best, he knew. I don't know how he knew, but he knew. And there was a lot of that. There was a lot of that. And whichever anybody that wrestles or plays the sport to tell you, I bet everybody wishes they would have gave a little, gave a little more. Even though you like I was going to tell you, like in my under the lights matches, that's the only time that I felt adrenaline really, and I wrestled my best. Like I don't know if that was when I was at my peak of wrestling. Like I would be a handful for anybody.
Right.
But other people have a hard time with it, or other people, and it's just different, I guess, for different people. But for me, my adrenaline, I guess it just took a lot for me to.
And as I've met with people that wrestled under the lights in Frankfurt, one of 2 things, like what you said, the adrenaline kicked in, and it was up on a scale of 1 to 10, they were on about 6,000, or the best move they had the whole match was a handshake. You know what I mean? Because they got under lights and they freeze or whatever. But you, as you'll see, you wrestled really well as we get Fast and Furious going by here. But you were a 2-sport athlete at Sheldon Clark. You played football and you wrestled. There's something laying on the table. If you would get it for us. This is the Courier Journal First Team Offense. John Dials. Now, you're lineman, correct?
Yes.
That's what I thought. And you, of course, 2000 was your senior year. 2001 was that's the way football goes. It's always the year before you actually graduate. So you, Courier Journal, first team All-State.
Yeah.
You played against Jared Lorenzen.
Yeah.
When Jared come into the Rock. Everybody from Martin County, Eastern Kentucky knows what the Rock was. It was Martin County's old football field. and it
He
lived
was
up to its
amazing.
name.
He was amazing. I'll tell you, Derek Smith.
Yeah,
the
Derek,
tight end,
absolutely.
he was amazing.
Yep.
I'll tell you why I seen Joey hit him so hard. You wouldn't think that this boy would get up and he would just take it like it wasn't nothing. I don't know, and he was faster than what you would think too.
Mm-hmm.
But he could. I'm telling you, he could take a knee. I watched him do it. He would take a knee on like the 30-yard line and almost hit the goalpost over on the other side. Yeah. So you tell me what you supposed to do with that.
I've been told that story by several people.
And he was, and everything that he done in football, he deserved it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You could tell he was a leader, and I wish we could have won that game.
Man, that would have been awesome.
That would have been awesome.
The highlight clips for that Belfry game, you guys beat them, are on Brian Milam's channel, and it's just amazing.
Oh man.
I think we have located a copy of that game, the full game. I think we found a copy of it. If we do, we're going to try to get some of the Sheldon Clark guys together, like Mo, as the Belfry faithful calls it, the Cardinal Craw. So we're going to try to get some of those guys maybe together and watch it around football time if we have the copy of it. But you made first team All-State football, state champion wrestler. You had a really good career for Sheldon Clark High School. Yeah. But we were talking earlier. There's a match you wanted to bring up.
Jesse Peck.
Just in case
Number one ranked heavyweight my junior year. It was his senior year. He wrestled Joey Stepp his sophomore year, and they had wars.
Yeah.
I mean wars. This kid was the and Jesse. I know you watch this. I got lucky. He was just a monster.
I was on the team. I was on the team then. It come down to that. I think Johnson was up. John Central was up, and you had to pin Jesse. No, like I said, number one ranked, and we thought we knocked you guys off. And I'll be daggone. Go ahead. Tell us what happened.
I shot, lifted his leg, put a half in, and he would not go. So I converted to a cradle.
I remember that plain as day. And of course, you guys ended up winning.
He had the biggest legs I've ever seen on a man.
Yep.
I mean, he was strong. I'll tell you what, I wish it wouldn't have happened to him. I felt bad about it too. I'm gonna be honest about it. I felt because I like him and his brother.
Right. Yeah.
We've all got around. We've all got with you Johnson County guys. We've all got along with, and that's just but that's the name of it.
Jesse got injured his senior wrestling year at the WSAZ tournament in Huntington. Hurt his knee. There's no question he probably would have won that year.
He would have won that year. Yeah.
There's no doubt, but as just wasn't meant to be. But you can say you got to win over. Jesse is actually taking over for. He got the head coaching job for Coach Matney. So I think
1-0.
1-0.
He didn't get no rematch.
We may have to set up a charity. Charity. John Dials, Jesse Peck. 20 years later, see what happens.
Lord.
We've talked enough. Let's sit down and watch this video. Now, before we start, you've seen it before, correct? Or has it been a while?
Is it the video from Josh? I watched it a long time ago. The one his dad recorded.
I think it is the one that Josh Muncie's dad recorded.
Like towards the way at the end, I think.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah,
that's
I watched it a long time ago. I don't really. I mean, I remember a little bit of the match, but like I said, I was instinct.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to sit down here at the picnic table and watch it. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, we're here at the Farnham Dungeon Center, Frankfort, Kentucky. You guys have seen it. Now, in case you don't know, state finals were held under the lights from 1996 to 2011. There's only a couple years of that I don't have. I'm working on getting them. I think there's only 05, 06, 07, 08, and 9. There's 5 years that I don't have of all the years of the dungeon. And I do want to say thank you to, you know who you are, but you have reached out. You found some older videos that I didn't have, and you're sending them to me. You're going to give them to me so I can convert them. That way we can have as many years as we possibly can for guys like John. That way we can get with them and tell their story. So had you wrestled? Did you wrestle Will before?
No.
This first time you seen him?
This is the first time, and that's the thing with the Louisville. The only time we seen the Louisville bunch really, I think, was state duels.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, we like most of the top competition, I would only get to see once a year or so.
And that was not to sidebar, but that was something Matney was notorious for, was West Virginia, Ohio.
That's why we went to West Virginia, and then we wrestled WSA. I won WSAZ.
Did you?
Yeah. And
now, if you win WSAZ back when it was
It was the hardest. It was his hardest state.
It was.
But
if you won WSAZ, you've done something right.
And it's the same. It was the same thing, and I wrestled the same way. It's the two best matches I ever had was the state finals and that final. And I think it was the lights. It had to be something to do with.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Now, the video that we have, it is missing about the first 20 seconds of it. This was a camcorder. I think we've determined it was Josh and Dan Muncie's dad filming. Yeah. I think so. But we've got it. We're going to watch it, and let's do it, man.
Let's do it.
So you shoot in here.
Shoot off the rip. Yeah, I wasn't going to waste.
Right here, you're down 2-1 right here. You've been took down and lit up. So we're about 1:40 in.
Yeah,
Now, was you stronger than him? Was
no.
He?
That's the thing. That kid was stronger than what people.
Because I was saying, you look to be bigger than him right here.
I think I am bigger, but he was stronger than I was, and his upper body was stronger.
Right. Okay.
His legs weren't as strong as what I thought they was going to be.
All right, boom. There you go.
There it goes through. Yep.
You get your 2.
Got my 2.
Now you got Matt Nee in your corner. Do you remember who else is in there with you?
That was Glenn Reeves.
Glenn Reeves. Yep. All right, he stands up on you, trying to crossface. Are you giving that leg up?
No.
I'm gonna say I don't see you giving that leg up.
They can hit me with stalling. They can do what they want. I'm gonna lay there. Or
right.
I'm gonna get it back.
I was gonna say
I'm gonna either get out of bounds.
Right.
Yeah, or I'm gonna suck it in and put him back on his hip.
All right. So they get you for a stalemate, which is the right call.
Yeah. Yeah, I was stealing.
Get you right call. Stalemate. We go back. He's down. Now, what's your breakdown? What's your bread and butter breakdown?
Ankle, across the stomach, or I like the spiral.
Okay.
Let's see, but here I went with he's up and out though. Like I said, he was fast, but he was strong.
All right, so he tries that. You take him back down. Start over. What are we thinking?
Instincts. It's just everything's. I'm reacting to everything he's doing, but I'm trying to think about. I'm trying to put myself a step or two ahead of him.
There's the end of the period.
Yeah, he was good, and he was deaf.
Oh, was he really?
Yes. Yeah, he's from the deaf school. Yeah.
Okay, so you're taken down. What's your go-to stand-up?
Yeah, right there. I set out and switch.
Set out, switch?
Yeah, nobody could stop it. Well, it was pretty leaky. But I haven't seen it anyway. It took a lot of work. But, over.
There it is. Boom. Get your reversal. Well, it should be 2, then reversal. I'm going to try to get my mechanics right. I've got a habit of refereeing these. And I think the cameraman's a little nervous. Boom. You get your pin.
Yeah. I ran a half and, no, I retro-crossed, grabbed his arm. What's that called? I forgot what it's called.
A spiral?
Yeah, I retro-crossed, grabbed his arm, and then put
or like half in the wrist or something? Okay.
Yeah.
That's all we got of the video. Like I said, the cameraman was excited. In case you don't know, at state, the medal ceremony runs 1 weight class behind. So Josh had won 189. I think he was trying to get down there to get the footage of that, which we don't blame you for that.
And they never had 3, and I was the last one.
Yep.
And I was the last one to wrestle one, but we'd never had 3 state champions.
Yep, that was the first. Now, like the 95 team, I think there was 4, but everybody gets beat. Yep. Of course, they won the team title, but all 4, ended up coming a little bit short. But you guys had 3.
The thing about that year, though, Billy Clark he was ranked first.
Yeah,
he was. He had appendicitis. We would have had 4.
You'd have had 4.
We would have had 4.
Now we're going to be meeting with Billy. We've got his 2002 match, and he
was a heck of a wrestler.
Yeah, you guys. Where's my paper at? In 2001. I think I've got it here somewhere. You guys come in. I don't have it.
2001. It was third, wasn't it?
3rd or 4th as a team. You guys probably would have come in 2nd.
Yeah.
Made up the difference. But you've seen it now. You watched it. Getting your reaction. What would John Dowell's 2022 tell the John Dowells of 2001 about wrestling?
It was the best decision you ever made.
Okay.
like I said, I wouldn't have graduated. I wouldn't have had the people around me that I had. It was the best. It was the all the good things in my life were because of wrestling and football. And all the good people. It's like I wouldn't be sitting here doing an interview back 20 years ago about something that
21 years ago, man.
Yeah, that's just crazy to think about. You know, I remember then thinking, 20 years, it's not gonna come. You know what I mean? Like, but you get older, you get wiser, and people just they don't realize at the time, and that was my thing. I didn't realize at the time the what I had, like, or I would have, like, I think it was Chris Dunn said that he would have soaked it in more.
Yeah, Chris.
I think I would have. I think, and it could be because I think that we let ourselves just get into like a robotic mode of just getting through the motions of it. You know what I mean? Like through each meet.
Yep, absolutely.
Until you get into the districts and region. So I think I would have my wrestling career. I would have soaked in more of the.
That was something about Chris. I'm pretty sure that was the 1999 video because.
I think it was.
He said that he hadn't had a set of back points scored on him in 97, 98, 99.
Oh, he was wicked.
That's good.
Yeah.
But in the 99 finals, he said that he didn't want the end. He wanted it to go as long as he could. He could have pinned, tech fall whenever he wanted. He just wanted, like I said, soak it all in. And I'm glad that you said that.
Yeah. Yeah, he was really good. I'll tell you what, a bunch of them, Wolford County, Livingston, I wrestled was a good.
Yeah, Jarvis Livingston. Yeah, Jarvis is a friend of the channel.
They had a 52-pounder when Joey, he was a senior. He ended up going to play soccer or something.
Oh, Ian.
Oh my gosh, he was wicked.
I'm actually meeting up with Ian. We got Ian, Josh Whitaker. Who else is going to be? Harrison Courtney, Rusty Parks from 2004. Cody Lewis. I got a bunch of the Wolford County guys next Sunday lined up to do their videos. We're going to go to Wolford County and meet with them.
He was the best wrestler I'd ever seen.
Ian?
Yeah, in person. Yeah. He amazed me, like how easy it was for him.
To think on that 97 Wolford County team, you had JoJo, you had Ian, and you had Chris Dunn. All three won that year. I mean, you talk about a team.
Yeah,
that was an amazing team.
You're only as good as your practice partner,
right? Exactly.
Too. And if you have an elite practice, like I was grateful. Coach would put me with Joey most of the time, and then he would put me with Josh Stepp too. That was my two partners during practice. And then after they left and moved on, I was with Josh Muncie, who was a top wrestler. And so I was lucky to have good wrestlers to wrestle against.
Right,
if not, you're wrestling. You ain't gonna get no better. Right? You only get as good as the people you wrestle against.
100% agree. Now we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up.
Yeah.
We've watched it. We've got John's story. Any closing remarks you'd like to give, or just tell people maybe that have are currently gonna watch this and maybe in not the best situation that
it's okay to lean on your teammates. It's okay to lean on your coach. It's okay to not have. It's okay to want things that you don't have. But you don't get nothing without work. You got to work for it, and it's the best thing that you're going to do. Don't give up. Keep working. Keep at it, and good things to come. I want to tell Joey and Josh, thank you for, especially Joey Stepp, for taking me under his wing. Like, he took me in his own. I had no money. He paid for most of my everything, my food, everything, my whole sophomore year. He took care of me. So I tried to do the same thing with Josh Muncie, our junior and senior years. I showed him everything I could. I wrestled as hard as I could with him. And he went from an okay wrestler to a great wrestler in a real short amount of time. And he ended up going to college. And thank you, Josh, for just anybody that I've influenced for good, or it's influenced me for the good. Thank you. And I just love this sport. I love everything about it.
The positive comments about Josh and Joey Stepp are reflective of John Dawes only, not myself. No, I'm kidding. I love you guys.
I haven't talked to Joey in a while. It's been since I think I went and seen him in Huntington while he was Freshman or sophomore.
At Marshall.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And you watched his video today, didn't you?
Yeah, and I watched it. And it got me thinking about him. And I'll tell you what, one thing, he's always been a good guy. Like Chris was saying, he's always been that person.
The Josh, or the Joey Stepp, Chris Floyd back-to-back videos are so far, and I'm not saying this about anybody, but those two, the story that they tell is movie worthy. I mean, it's just such a great, that all these years later, get both their perspectives on it, hear how they feel about each other now, as opposed, to what Chris says about Joey. I don't want to spoil it. You need to watch it. But that so far has been probably my two favorite, tandem videos I've done.
So the thing about it, I remember these. Me, I wrestled with Joey to get him ready for Chris. Joey, he had that mask. You remember him?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And it was intimidating people.
Yeah.
But Joey was not scared of it. Joey was not scared, and Joey was like, "I'm gonna find a way." And I was watching his video saying he was picking, through district and through region, trying to get better. And that's the truth. That's what he was doing. And he finally realized he couldn't stall wrestle. He had to wrestle as hard as he could, and he ended up wearing him down to where he had him. Yeah. He had him. And Chris even tell you he took a break. He was spent. So. But I'd say that's probably, I don't know how I would do with that. And again, it's big on Chris to admit to something like that too. He didn't have to. He was a 2-time state champion before that.
Once you watch this, go back and watch the Joey Stepp, Chris Floyd 1999 awesome. Videos. You'll be grateful that you've done it if you've not seen them already. That's all we've got from a very steamy Louisa City Park here. Thank you to John Dowles for doing the video with me. I've really wanted to get up with him for a long time and do it and just be able to tell his story. That way you could inspire somebody.
I hope it does. I hope something good comes from it. If not, then it's okay. But I want to be honest with it. And you need to get Derek.
And like I said, Derek's committed. It's just maybe you can put in a word for him.
I will.
Call him or text him or whatever, FaceTime him, whatever you got to do. Smoke signal him over where he lives in Martin County.
He's actually right down the road here.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Well, just
I'll get hold of him.
Get the send the dog down the road or home and pigeon or whatever. But that's all we got. Thank you again for doing this. You guys go back and watch the rest of the videos. All these are great stories. That's why I love doing this, meeting with guys and just being able to let them watch their video and tell their story.
I appreciate it.
No problem, man. Until then, we'll see you guys on the mats.
See you guys.